the younger nominees, Jeff.
Pete Williams, thanks so much to the Supreme Court. Our apologies. Pete, thanks.
You bet.
Will Elena Kagan's nomination set off a partisan nomination fight, or will she sail through quickly, as did Justice Sotomayor? Senator Ted Kaufman is a Democrat from Delaware, a member of the Judiciary Committee. Senator, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for having me.
Well, let me get your opinions. First of all, do you
Sure.
expect a major fight here from Republicans?
Don't know. I mean, you just never know. I think we'll find out. But
what about her? What about the fact that she hasn't been a judge before?
Well, I'm kind of in a tough position, Jeff, because I was recommending to the president that he not pick another judge. Because I think, it's good to have some circuit court judges on the Supreme Court, but if we picked another circuit court judge, we'd have 9 of them. And I think that what's important in the Supreme Court is this is a lot about thinking and about policy and about thoughts. And I think Elena Kagan, who frankly I know personally and have worked with in the past, is ideally suited to add some intellectual thought to the whole Supreme Court process. So she's exactly what I was looking for in terms of having for the next Supreme Court justice.
I want to read you what Democratic Senator Arlen Specter said about Kagan. Remember, he was a Democrat at the time. Sure. He voted against her when she was up for Solicitor General. And when he was a Republican, he wrote, I voted against her for Solicitor General because she wouldn't answer basic questions about her standards for handling that job. It's a distinctly different position than that of Supreme Court Justice. I have an open mind about her nomination. So sometimes words come back to get you. What are your thoughts about that?
No, not really, because he's absolutely right. The Solicitor General is a totally different situation than the Supreme Court. And I think it's absolutely proper, as he says, and everyone agrees, that it's not proper for a Supreme Court nominee to be speaking about what they do if they get on the court. I mean, that just would be wrong.
But if she wasn't answering specific questions, isn't that a problem that could haunt her during the nomination process?
I don't think so, Jeff. I mean, I really don't. It's kind of those things we bounce around. I've been involved with 10 Supreme Court nominees. Nobody answers the questions anymore. It's just kind of the way things are. We have kind of a funny kind of what I call kabuki theater kind of confirmation process. No one has been really lost the nomination because they didn't answer questions. I mean, now, if you don't answer any questions, but based on the principle which I think is the extent with all the previous nominees, I will not answer questions about issues that are presently before the court.
What kind of resistance do you, and I know we spoke about this a moment ago, but just to delve a little deeper, what kind of resistance do you expect here? What do you think the top arguments are of the Republicans, and do you think they're valid?
I don't know. The one that you said is that he hasn't been a judge. I don't think that's valid. I mean, Elena Kagan's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful nominee. I think they'll be charged. I think, as I said, there's kind of this kabuki theater we have to go through where there'll be, attacks, and I mean, we know that kind of thing is coming. But I think they're going to have a hard time to find anything really substantive about Elena Kagan. She's a wonderful nominee. She's the kind of person we need on the court who can work with the court, can bring consensus, brings a heavy intellect, a lot of knowledge. She's just a great nominee. But will we have kind of a back and forth on a Supreme Court nominee? It's kind of like the Hatfields and McCoys, Jeff, right now.
It wouldn't be Congress if we didn't, right?
I'll tell you, it wouldn't be the Judiciary Committee if we didn't. You were in a different committee.
All right, Senator Ted Kaufman of Delaware, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for having me.
Reaction to the president's pick of Elena Kagan has ranged from shock to awe. Senator John Cornyn, a Republican of Texas, shot back with this statement, quote,